Honorable Madam Deputy Speaker, Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Deputy Prime Ministers, Honorable Leader of Opposition, Honorable Ministers and Assistant Ministers, Honorable Members of Parliament, and my fellow Fijians who are in the gallery and those listening from their homes. Misambula Vinaka.
Greetings to you all.
At the outset, I extend my sincere appreciation to Honorable DPM and Minister of Finance, Professor Biman Prasad and his staff for visionary leadership in formulating a balanced and inclusive 2025-26 national budget. I also take this opportunity to warmly congratulate Honorable Inosi Kurunrani, my tau, on his rejoining the Parliament, and I wish him every success in his service to the nation. Madam Deputy Speaker, the 2025-26 national budget reflects the government's strong commitment to inclusive national development with transformative investments in health, infrastructure, education, social welfare, and tourism. I also acknowledge the government's continued support to vulnerable groups with an additional 5% increase in monthly payment for all social welfare recipients and government pensioners, building last year's 15% rise. A new 10% nationwide bus fare subsidy will ease transport costs for all Fijians, especially students, senior citizens, workers, and rural communities, further reflecting a caring and inclusive approach to governance. The record allocations of $611.6 million to the health sector, including a $10 million HIV response, demonstrate a people's first approach to public well-being. Significant infrastructure spending, such as $284 million for water upgrading and over $387 million for roads, underscores the government's focus on connecting rural and urban communities alike. With $847 million allocated to education and expanded trust-free support, the future of Fiji's youth, especially iTaukei students, is being empowered through access and opportunities. I would also like to commend the inclusion of full-time appointments for early childhood education teachers. This reflects the government's commitment to uplifting all Fijians. In tourism, the $93 million injection in revitalizing one of Fiji's key economic pillars, creating jobs and encouraging indigenous entrepreneurship in cultural tourism. I commend the government for the 3% salary increase for all civil servants, a timely recognition of the dedication, hard work, and unwavering commitment of our public service workforce. This gesture reflects the government's genuine appreciation for those who serve our nations every day. Madam Deputy Speaker, altogether, these investments not only reflect sound governance, but also lay a strong foundation for the economic empowerment and social upliftment of the Fijian people across all levels of the society. Madam Deputy Speaker, I would like to acknowledge the tremendous support and collaborations that has shaped this budget. The increased allocation for the ministry is a direct result of extensive consultation and strategic inputs, particularly through our engagement with land-owning units, provincial councils, Bosi Vanua, the Great Council of Chiefs, and key stakeholders. This forum have helped us to ensure that this budget reflects the real needs and aspirations of our people. Their voice have informed our priorities and shaped the allocations that will empower the iTaukei people in the years ahead. I rise today to present the proposed budget for the Ministry of iTaukei Affairs, Culture, Heritage and Art for the 2025-2026 fiscal year. Madam Deputy Speaker, this budget is more than the figures and allocations. It is a roadmap for cultural preservation and empowerment of iTaukei communities and sustainable development of our resources. I am pleased to report an allocation of 41.2 million for the coming year, an increase in 1.8 million from the previous financial year. This increase affirms our government's commitment to enhancing the well-being and prosperity of the iTaukei people. Madam Deputy Speaker, before outlining our vision for the coming year, allow me to briefly highlight several key achievements from the 2024-25 financial year. We successfully revitalized the Great Council of Chiefs, GCC, which held a productive meeting in May 2024 for implement previous resolutions and addresses pressing issues. We also celebrate the successful reopening of the GCC meeting house and the historic sitting of the first ever GCC meeting held inside the complex. The GCC Secretarial engaged all 14 provinces and Rotuma through Bosi Vanua. Meeting focuses on Vanua governance and social structure. A landmark MOU was signed with Fiji National University to establish a diploma in traditional leadership, and another with Pacific Specialist Healthcare to improve health outcomes. In development support, over 1.5 million worth of projects were implemented through the iTaukei Resource Owners Development Fund. We also completed the constructions of water catchment, standing trees, consultation, and submitted amendment to the strengthening of village governance and combat social challenges. The iTaukei Land and Fisheries Commission achieved 1,438 chiefly title confirmations and surpassed the targets in record preservations and digitization. Madam Deputy Speaker, in the 2024-25 financial year, the TLFC successfully surveyed 16 land parcels in Serua, Ba, Kandavu, and mapped 129 villages across Rewa Kandavu, and Southern Laos. Completed 38 confirmations of iTaukei land ownership with RNSL issued, and commenced the mahogany lease surveying in Vanuatu. The iTaukei Institutes of Language and Culture conduct 36 revitalization training and launch a handicraft exhibition program. CITD Nadawe saw 194 students graduate with a 90% employment absorption rate, alongside capital development, including dormitories, constructions, and workshop upgrades. The iTaukei Land Trust Board approved 2,834 new leases, covering 14,919 hectares and generating 1.95 million in annual rent and 49.08 million in lease premium. Lease areas were reduced by 30%. The iTaukei Affairs Board conducted the traditional land tenure workshops throughout Fiji, and the leadership training for women and youth, and 172 Tikina Council meetings across the nation. Madam Deputy Speaker, this year's increased allocation will drive strategic investment in leadership, land management, culture, education, and community resilience. We will convene the next GCC meeting in November 2025 and commence traditional leadership training at Nandawe in August. The GCC Secretariat will be strengthened and its implementation team will evolve into the iTaukei Administration Implementation Team. 361,957 allocation will support the rollout of the GCC review report and the preparations of the GCC bill. The iTaukei Resource Owners Support and Development Fund has been allocated $3 million to support over 60 business projects through interest subsidies and technical oversights via a new project management unit. We will fund preservation, dispute resolutions, and land surveying under the iTaukei Land and Fisheries Commission, including $510,000 for a mahogany plantation survey in the Northern Division. Cultural revitalization continue with a $45,000 investment in training program and support for the traditional knowledge database and Volabosa dictionary review. Madam Deputy Speaker, the government has allocated $1 million towards preparation for Fiji hosting of the Melanesian Festival of Art and Culture in 2026, which will support infrastructure assessments, the establishment of the MacFest Secretariat, and the mobilizations of our nation delegations of artists. The CITD Nandawe, a $920,000 operation budget and $1.052 million in capital will be expand the capacity to 350 students and upgrade the facilities. The Center's 5 strategic pillars, skills training, economic empowerment, cultural revitalization, spiritual development, and sports and nutrition guide this transformation. Madam Deputy Speaker, the iTaukei Land Trust Board targets 2,500 new leases approval and $171.94 million in revenue with a 60% areas reduction goal. Cebu rental subsidies will receive 6.9 million through the Ministry of Agriculture. The iTaukei Affairs Board will receive an increased operation grant of 4.7 million, funding provincial councils' operations, traditional ceremonies, village development plans, and leadership training for youths and women. We will advance Job for Nature initiatives and deploy the vulnerable assessment tools in partnership with Rural and Maritime Development and Disaster Risk Office. Madam Deputy Speaker, I wish to acknowledge the outstanding contributions of the permanent secretaries, the CEO, the chairman of the GCC, the chairman of the provincial councils, and staff of the key iTaukei institutions in the Ministry of iTaukei, including the Fijian Holdings and TLTB, in successful implementation of the 2024-25 budget. Their collective efforts, both in Suva and throughout the provinces, have laid a solid foundation, and we're looking forward to an even more impactful and successful 2025-2026 financial year. Madam Deputy Speaker, in conclusion, this budget reflects a unified vision. A thriving iTaukei community rooted in tradition, yet confidently navigating the future. From landowners and youths to elders and cultural custodians, every initiative is crafted to empower, preserve, and uplift. We stand at a pivotal moment. The challenge before us, climate change, economic uncertainty, and social transformations, demand bold, inclusive, and strategic action. Let this budget be our promise. I promise that every iTaukei child will have the opportunity to thrive, that our elders and traditions will be honored, and that our communities will be resilient, vibrant, and forward-looking. Madam Deputy Speaker, it is with great pride and deep responsibility that I commend the 2025-2026 appropriate bill to this August House. Pinakabalevu, and may God,
Thank you.
our beloved Fiji.